Okay.
Hello, Wayne.
How are you?
Sorry, what?
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. So, based on conducting the intake with you a few weeks ago, we're now in our first counseling session, and if I recall correctly, you and your wife are having a conflict with your marriage at the moment. I believe that she wants you to either stop drinking completely or reduce your drinking dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's anything I miss out, just let me know.
That's pretty much it. That's why I come in.
Okay. So, can you tell me how often you consume alcohol?
Every day.
Oh, daily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, is it like first thing in the morning, or when you come home from work, or a bit of both?
I'll have a beer in the morning on the weekends, but not during the week.
Oh, no, you don't drink it all during the week.
No, I drink during the week, but not in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you mentioned to me that you do construction work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how often do you go into work? Is that only on the weekdays?
Yeah. Well, whenever the job requires.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes we work on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we might be off for a week or two, waiting for a job to come in or a contract to come through. But on days that I know I have to work, I try not to imbibe in the morning. So, but sometimes I'll have a beer in the morning, and I'll get a call a few hours later. It's like, hey, come on, we need you. So,
okay.
It's not a fixed schedule.
Okay. So you mentioned that sometimes you'll have a week or two off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you get that extended time off, do you drink more heavily during that period?
I wouldn't say so.
No? Still the same amount?
Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned to me that you get a beer practically every morning.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do have work, do you go into work intoxicated?
I wouldn't say that's correct.
No. So you would just have a beer or two and then just go on into work?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't do that intentionally.
Okay.
Like I say, if the supervisor says we're not working tomorrow, okay, I'll have a beer or so in the morning, and then he might call like at noon and say, okay, we got it, so let's go.
Okay.
It's like, so it's unplanned.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what does your wife? What exactly does your wife say about your drinking problem? Does she?
Well, I don't think it's a problem.
Oh, you don't think it's?
I don't think it's a problem.
Well, I didn't mean it like that.
Right.
I'm just saying from her perspective,
Sure.
she sees it as a drinking problem, but
Yeah.
you see it as someone that just likes to crack a cold one,
Right.
every now and then.
That's right.
Or,
well, every day.
Well, every day.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said every now and then.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So why is it that she is annoyed if what you're telling me is just drinking one or two every day?
Oh, it's not one or two. It's one or two in the morning.
Or 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and then when I get off, I'll have 10, 15 beers, and if I absolutely know I'm not working the next day, then I might have buy a fifth of a Jim Beam or something.
Jim Beam, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's not just in the morning. But sometimes in the morning, if I'm a little shaky, that beer kind of calms the nerves.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess what she's bitching about me not spending any time with her.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't get it because everything's paid for. The house is paid for.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 vehicles.
3.
All but one are paid for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I make a good salary. You know, I mean, I'm bringing home $95,000 a year.
Oh, wow. That's
So,
pretty good.
So, and I don't understand what she wants. You know, we've got this is the American dream. You know, we paid our bills. We've got money for retirement. We're looking at buying a condo in Florida.
Oh, wow.
So
awesome.
But she says she's not happy. So I mean, I don't know what the hell to do. And so yeah.
Right.
I like to have my fun.
Right.
And,
right.
She doesn't like the fun that I have.
Mm-hmm.
She used to.
Right.
But I don't know.
Okay. Well, you know, I understand that you like to have your fun. I think we all strive for whatever entertains us, and I mean that's excellent that you all are very financially stable.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that drinking 10 to 15 beers a day is a little excessive?
I don't think it is. Because, I mean, I'm not, in most cases, I'm not drinking alone.
You're not.
I'm with, you know, like I think I told you, I play softball. And pretty much year round, we play in the spring league, summer league, and I play fall ball.
Oh, okay.
You know, the only time we don't play is pretty much in the wintertime. And, I mean, if we lived in Florida, we'd probably play year round.
Yeah, beautiful weather here.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I wasn't a bad ball player in high school. I made it. I got on out of high school, got on a softball circuit, and you know they have sponsors, and we got equipment.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. That's why I just have a real attachment to it. I mean,
that's
I know
good.
people make fun of softball, but it's and I've even played fast pitch softball.
Oh, okay.
Which is more difficult.
So. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
So when you play softball with your buddies, do you all drink before playing or during playing or anything like that? Is alcohol involved at all?
After.
Oh, after.
Yeah, we'll go into usually in the parking lot of the complex or wherever we're playing. Someone, you know, a couple guys will bring a couple coolers, and you know, we'll sit out there and you know, chew the fat and
chew the fat.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean dip?
No. Chew the fat, gossip, talk.
It's like chew the. Oh,
shoot
okay.
the shit. The
I didn't know what your lingo was.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So that's okay. You know, that's what we do.
Okay.
Excuse me. You know, when we have practice, we'll have beer during practice.
Okay.
Because we're not playing anybody.
Right.
We're just out there messing around.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Okay.
So you know, alcohol during games is only afterwards.
Only so during the game itself, you're stone cold sober.
Yeah, I couldn't play.
Yeah, I think that'd be difficult to play when intoxicated.
Yeah, and these are big guys, and even though it's people say softball, the ball's not soft. You know, when these big guys hit it and it comes at you in the infield, it's you know, if you were even a little buzzed, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
So no.
I could imagine. Now the reason why I was, you know, expressing a little bit of concern with the amount of alcohol that you were telling me that you consume on a regular basis is because I remember you mentioning that you had some sort of stomach ulcer, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, was the drinking the cause of that ulcer?
Might be, I don't know. Yeah, it might be.
Okay.
The doc gave me some medication which seems to work. So.
Did the doctor tell you to stop drinking or to lower your drinking intake?
He said I should cut back.
He said you should cut back. And have you cut back at all?
No.
I didn't know if it was from 20 to 15. I didn't know if you were taking your steps down.
That's, pretty much since out of high school, that's what it's been.
Oh, so right out of high school you started being a heavy drinker.
Well, like I said, to me it's not heavy drinking. But, because I didn't go to college, so I went pretty much right to work for a guy, hanging drywall, and which was brutal work at the time, and it's brutal work anytime. Mm-hmm. And from there, I learned some carpentry, and I actually apprenticed as an electrician for a while, and got my union card.
Oh, okay.
And which expired. I really don't do electrical anymore. I should probably look back into that. But I primarily do a lot of carpentry. I can do masonry work. I can still hang drywall. A lot of stuff. I work for a contractor, and I work a lot of hours a week. Sometimes, if we're really humping it, it's it can be 60, 70 hours a week.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
And but like I said, every once in a while when there's down, and that's why I make a really good salary. That's why when I got a few weeks off, it's like it's not too bad,
right?
Because we're able to make it,
right,
and make it through. My wife works as well. She works at the college, in the cashier's office.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. Now you've mentioned the various jobs that you've had before.
Mm-hmm.
Did alcohol consumption get you in trouble with any of these jobs in the past? Like, say, so a supervisor's never been like, "Oh, Wayne, have you been drinking before you came in or anything?"
No, because we were all drinking.
Oh, even they were too.
Oh, sure.
Oh, wow.
I mean, then they, sometimes we'd have what we call a liquid lunch.
Liquid lunch? Huh, I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's just shoot a few beers, for lunch, have a quick sandwich, and then there you go, right back to work.
Okay. So you've never had any sort of conflict of that ever in your employment history?
Not employment, no.
No.
I mean, I've gone to work hungover.
Right.
But, some coffee.
Yeah.
And some V8, and right back up.
Okay.
So.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, could you describe to me, how long ago you had your DUI? Because I know you mentioned that in our intake.
Mm.
So I was wondering what's
I guess
been going on with that.
It was about a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah. Went to court in July.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, because it was a first offense, got probation for a year. And I've been going to White Flint.
White Flint.
Yeah, for outpatient.
Oh, okay.
Alcohol outpatient. I got to do that for 6 months. I started that in August, so August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, January I'll be done.
And that's like an AA kind of thing?
No, it's an outpatient. It's a drug and alcohol.
Oh, okay.
It's up on actually I think it's downtown. It's all.
Oh, okay. Wow, so not too far from here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you started that in August?
Yeah, at the beginning of August. Once court was done and I found out what I needed to do, I thought, well, let me get it over with. So.
Mm-hmm. And how has that been going? The outpatient stuff.
I go and we talk and it's men and sometimes we watch a film, and sometimes we put the chairs in a big circle and we just talk. And some of the guys in there are in pretty bad shape. So yeah, I guess it's going fine. I mean,
Okay.
counselor's nice
Yeah.
enough guy.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
good.
he's told us he's in recovery. So
Oh, the counselor's in recovery.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Mm.
So for that outpatient stuff, I'm trying to think what I was going to say. So for that outpatient stuff,
Mhm.
you don't drink or anything before that either?
No, because sometimes you have to do a pee test.
Oh, okay.
So no, I won't say I don't drink afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
but before I go in, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
it's every Thursday night.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's just once a week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And going back to what happened in court based on your DUI,
Mm-hmm.
what did you? How much over the legal limit did you blow?
Well, we had left a softball game. Like I said, we like to drink afterwards.
Right.
I think I blew 1.8, something like that. I don't know what it was.
0.1. Yeah. Okay. So
1.8.
that's a little over. Okay.
Yeah,
A little over.
it's a little over.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, were you when you were on the road? Did you hit anything or no?
I was driving fine.
Yeah.
Didn't even feel the buzz.
Oh, I didn't even feel a buzz.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow. So did they suspend your license or anything or revoke it
It got suspended for a month.
for a month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have it back now.
Yeah.
And are you still drinking and driving, or do you get someone else to drive you?
No, I don't have the designated driver.
Oh, okay. So you still drink and drive then?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they put you on probation
For a year.
for a year?
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen if you were to get caught again under your probation?
The shit would hit the fan, I guess. I don't know. I'd probably get extended probation. I'm sure I'd have to go back to court. I don't think I'd be looking at jail time, but I'd probably have to pay a much heftier fine.
Mm-hmm.
When I got I had to pay $5,000 in July, and got to pay for the outpatient classes. Got to pay for probation,
Mm-hmm.
court costs. So yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't be pretty. It'd be worse.
I could imagine it would be worse. And, I know, obviously, me and you both know that your wife has been concerned about your usage of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what you've described. Is she also concerned with you being in more legal trouble as well?
Yeah, she keeps jumping all over me about it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, hey, you shouldn't be driving while you're drinking.
Yeah, she's always said that.
Uh-huh. Now, do you drink around her at the house?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, okay.
Usually in the garage.
Oh, in the garage, okay. Yeah, your own little man cave.
That's kind of my space.
Yeah, okay. So you said she used to drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
much.
Not much. Oh, so she was never
No.
that much of a drinker. Oh, okay.
She thought she was going to save me.
Oh, I see.
So, which I don't get. Everything I've ever heard is that, women want to save bad boys. I was never a bad boy. I never drove a motorcycle. Never was. So I don't know what she was thinking.
So she's always thought you've had a drinking problem Or is this more recent that she
I think it's
that?
more recent.
More recent,
Mhm.
okay.
Like within the past 5 years, something like that.
Oh, I see. And you mentioned that she wants to save you. Do you mean that she's wanted to save you way before? Because you said she's wanted to save me. I didn't know. Can you elaborate more on what she wants to save you from? Is there something other than alcohol that she wants to save you from?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she thought it was a problem way back. You know, I said 5 years. Maybe I wasn't 100% accurate with that, but you know, I think maybe since the within the first few years, she thought it was a little bit of a problem.
Oh, okay. The first few years of your marriage or your relationship?
Our marriage, yeah.
Marriage. And how long have you been married to her for?
I think it's 20 years.
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And how long were you dating her prior to your marriage?
I guess about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Okay. Yeah, so you've been with her for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that she's always seen the alcohol as a problem?
Well, within the first, it was fun at first,
Mm-hmm.
and for her.
Okay.
And I guess after we got married, after about maybe a year and a half, she said, you should probably cut back some.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really even paid any attention to what she was saying. And, so, yeah, I never listened.
Is she, going back to talking about the ulcer that you have,
Mm-hmm.
Is she also concerned for other potential health problems?
I'm sure she probably is. She hasn't told me that,
Mm-hmm.
but she's. Of course, she was really upset when I had the cancer removed from my leg, and she's not happy about the ulcer and the fact that I continue to eat pretty spicy food and drink. I haven't really changed anything. So, yeah.
And how come you don't think you need to make changes?
This is just kind of the way I've always done it, and it's worked. And I like my life. I like the way it is, and I just don't feel like there's any need.
And so you don't feel like there's any need because of you thinking that it's fun or relaxing to do.
Yeah. I work pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I've worked pretty hard since I was 18 years old. So I feel like I deserve. I've earned
Mm-hmm.
this. And so if I want to go out and have a little bit of fun, then I don't think that's anybody's business.
Right.
So.
Okay. And I can understand wanting to provide yourself entertainment after working real hard,
Mm-hmm.
to, in a sense, I guess, relieve yourself. But have you thought of doing other things?
I do other things. We play softball.
Well, yeah.
I like to, in the wintertime when there is no softball, I'll go bowling.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant when softball's not there.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
I watch sports.
Okay.
I go to sometimes go to the local high school games, baseball, basketball, football. And at Salisbury U. I've come down here to UMES, to watch the baseball team, basketball team,
Okay.
even women's basketball team. They got a pretty good team.
Oh, did they? Okay.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I do other things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, okay. But when you do all these other things, is there always alcohol involved?
Usually a little before and then some after.
Oh, okay.
No, I would never, bring alcohol around kids.
Right.
First of all, that's just wrong.
Right.
And second of all, it's you're not supposed to have alcohol
on campus grounds.
Campus or on a high school ground. That would not be good.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah, I would assume that there would be some disciplinary action.
Yeah.
On that. So, well, at least I'm glad that you're following those regulations.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's...
Man's got to have some morals.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you do in that aspect, but I just meant, like, has there ever been a time where you tried to stop drinking completely, or at least cut back? So you've never given that a try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See, and this is the thing, man. I drink 10 to 15 a day a night, and I got friends that drink 30 to 40.
Oh, wow.
And and they smoke. I used to smoke, but I don't smoke anymore.
What did you used to smoke?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Oh, okay. Were you a pack a day, 2 packs a day?
About pack and a half.
Okay.
For about 20 years, and then I quit.
Wow.
Yeah, I got sick of it. It stank, and my wife really hated that.
Right.
And she was right. It put bad taste in my mouth, and it was just pretty disgusting. And and now you really can't smoke anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
Hell, when I was a kid, started smoking. You pretty much smoke anywhere.
Yeah. Until those laws came into effect.
Yeah, and as at first I thought they were just bad and picking on people. But now that I don't smoke and I hate it,
mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I'm glad. I still got to support them.
Right. Well, another thing that makes me feel glad is that you decided to quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a step in the right direction in regards to your personal health.
Mm-hmm.
So how long ago did you quit smoking for?
I smoked from 18 to about 37, 38.
Oh, okay.
So about 20 years. And then when I was in my mid-40s, I started again for about 6 months, and I thought, this is crazy. What am I doing? So I just crushed up a pack and threw them out.
Oh,
and that was
okay.
it. So I haven't had any in 8 years.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a long time to go without smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the first things that you mentioned in this session is that when you don't drink alcohol, you get the shakes. Am I right? I don't know if I heard that wrong.
No, sometimes in the mornings.
In the mornings, yeah.
I feel a little jittery, and
okay.
So I take either a beer or two, or just a quick shot, and that kind of levels everything.
Is it like your whole body is getting jittery, or?
Can kind of feel it internally. I can feel my hands and arms kind of.
Oh, okay.
So.
And then once you drink the alcohol, that goes away.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you had that morning jitters for?
I started noticing it about 2-3 years ago.
Oh. Have you talked to a doctor about those jitters?
Yeah, I thought it was anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, maybe it is, but I think it's because you're drinking 10 or 15 beers a day.
Oh, that's the end of our session. We'll continue more for the next session.
All right, thank you.